asking Eric some questions about the arts and entertainment as economic drivers to local downtown areas here right in the town of North Hempstead. Welcome, Eric.
Great to be here, Kim.
So,
Pleasure.
Tell me a little bit about Vision Long Island and what you guys do.
Sure. We're a smart growth planning organization that is focused on downtown redevelopment and bringing infrastructure dollars, sewers, transportation into our downtowns, bringing people into our downtowns most importantly.
Arts and entertainment venues. So
Yes.
some of the places that I'm going to be visiting are Landmark on Main Street.
Right. Fantastic.
In Port Washington.
Yep.
Gold Coast Art Center, which is located in Great Neck, but for everyone in the town of North Hempstead.
Right. Excellent downtown.
The Space
Yes.
at Westbury,
Yep.
and also the Gold Coast International Film Festival.
Right.
How do you feel that these sort of venues help our local downtowns here in the town?
Well, they bring hundreds, if not thousands, of people in each week, and that helps the local businesses. It helps the restaurants. It helps the bars. It helps all the associated retail. So you have people on Main Street actively excited about this place. So after a show, which I've done personally at the Space, you then go to a restaurant after, and even here in downtown Westbury, there's after hours nightclubs.
But
too,
you
which
don't live
is
in
exciting.
Westbury.
No, but I come
How
from
great is that?
but I come from Northport, where I live,
Right.
down here, and it's exciting.
So the Space at Westbury, which is in downtown Westbury,
Yep.
how does all of that work?
Right. It's look. You have a well-managed village that is bringing in arts and entertainment. It's also approved 800 units of housing in the downtown.
Wow.
So of all different types of housing.
I
So
should know that.
You've got people that are that then frequent the local businesses, and the businesses, there's a lower vacancy rate than there was in the past. So it's all about bringing people downtown, keeping people downtown, having people live downtown, and there's also office space down here. So this is a real renewed Main Street. Folks are real excited about it. You see a whole range of diverse restaurants, nightclubs, after-hours activities. The community is very involved in planning this place, and they're very excited about theater. They even put together an arts council. There's a Westbury Arts Council to help bring more activity to the community, and it's really a draw. It's a downtown draw.
I think communities really like to identify themselves very specifically, almost like a fingerprint. And this is how they want to put their best foot forward. And so when you have a place like the Space that is completely re-identified themselves, rebranded themselves, the community, everybody, what's that saying? Everybody rises with the tide, and that's what happens. You have one place like the Space, and it just brings everybody else up.
And what's even exciting, that was an abandoned theater for so many years. It was an eyesore. And to see something so dynamic come out of it, and you'll get to see how exciting it is inside, and some of the shows that come down, national acts that come to Main Street, Post Avenue in Westbury.
So the International Gold Coast Film Festival, which has been increasing in size exponentially over the last 3 years, we are about to enter the 4th year from November 3rd through November 9th. How do you see that as an economic driver?
I mean, I think, again, it brings people downtown, it brings people into the community. People will stay on Long Island and go into our downtowns as opposed to going into Manhattan or maybe even Brooklyn, which obviously those are cool places.
Right.
But we've got a lot of our own cool places here. And why do you have to go so far when you have the talent and the artistry and the creativity that comes into our local communities, and it can be shown on our great main streets?
And the Landmark, Landmark in Port Washington, the Gene Rimsky Theater, that used to be an old school building.
It was an old school building, and then they made some housing out of it, right?
Correct,
and also,
correct.
So it was really truly a mixed-use project. It's had the support of the community for years. A lot of people frequent it, and it's an anchor for downtown Port. So you clearly want to support that in any way you can.
So if folks want to know more about anything that's happening not only within the town of North Hempstead, but also throughout Long Island, how can they get this information through Vision Long Island?
Sure. We have a Facebook page, we have a Twitter account, we have a YouTube account, we have a website, visionlongisland.org. So we try to stay plugged into social media. We also have an email newsletter that goes out to 25,000 people every Friday, which is our original material. We have a reporter that writes it, and it's really about what's happening in our downtowns across the island. It's exciting. So sign up for that as well.
All right, stay tuned. We're here with Bruce Michael from the Space at Westbury, and off camera I was asking him a little bit about his own history in arts and entertainment, and I'm so excited because, Bruce, what did you used to do?
Well, before coming to the Space at Westbury, I was the creative producer of the Radio City Rockettes. I did that from 1989 until 2005.
That's a really small gig, right?
It was wonderful. I loved it.
The Rockettes, I'm ready. So this is fantastic. We're in the lounge, which you were saying is a brand new addition.
Right, right. The owner of the building, Cyrus Hykakian, tore the original building down that used to be in the front of the old Westbury movie theater and rebuilt the entire building to accommodate beautiful apartments upstairs, the lounge, which we're standing in. This space is utilized for receptions prior to big events, or VIP receptions prior to concerts, or meet the artist after the concerts, which could happen in this space. We also open every Thursday night for a cabaret evening.
Really?
And this bar is open, and we present wonderful acts on our stage, up-and-coming acts that we look at as possible openers for our big national concerts.
I mean, this is beautiful.
And there is no cover charge on Thursday, so come one, come all.
And I was noticing the decor.
Yes, the decor is fantastic. What the owner did was scour the building for memorabilia, and he found all these extraordinary film cans that used to hold the film reels. Here are the reels. Made chandeliers out of them.
Wow.
Film cans. Made more lighting fixtures out of that. And this whole room is an ode to movies.
It's incredible.
In the lobby, we've preserved some of the old walls, which are throughout the building. The owner kept the shell of the original Westbury movie theater and kept things that were significantly important to the original structure, and then embellished it with new state-of-the-art lighting, sound, and repurposed the entire building for today's use. He also added on to the building a whole other section that was constructed outside of the original main wall, which houses our ballet entrance, our bars, as well as our kitchen and other backstage areas. And I'm going to show you that ballet entrance now, so follow me.
My God.
So another fabulous part of the space at Westbury is our ballet entrance, a fantastic chandelier which has become a new landmark on Post Avenue. In the evening, you can see the chandelier through our windows, well down the downtown district. And on the original wall of the theater is a mural which depicts the amazing past of this one-time movie house. You can see a painting that depicts the old era of vaudeville combination movies. The theater opened in 1927 with a film starring Clara Bow. The movie was called Hula, and on the stage was a tremendous vaudeville show. Then the Depression came in, the stage shows left this house. Movies were the main thing between the 30s, way up into the 70s. The house was twinned, wall right down the middle. Fell into tremendous disrepair during the 80s. In the 90s, it was really not a great functioning movie theater anymore and closed. The owner found this building 10 years ago, and just before thinking about tearing it down to create more retail and apartment living within Westbury, he went through with a flashlight and said, nope, this is worth saving. And 10 years later, we have the space at Westbury, and his vision, Cyrus Hykakian's vision, has come true. We're experiencing what a typical load-in is all about. A load-in means the sets for a given artist are coming in and now being arranged and set up on the stage for tonight's concert.
Somebody's interested in actually getting a full list of who your upcoming performers are, they can find you on the internet, on your website.
Yes, and the website is thespaceatwestbury.com. So when we do special events and catered affairs, we're able to seat up to 400 people at round tables all throughout this section here. We've had tables and chairs seating up in the loges. Everything is designed for flexibility. So what you see today could be easily changed and recreated for whatever the event is.
Right, so whether it's a professional performer coming here, and people are purchasing tickets to attend, or you want to have your own personal function.
Right.
You were saying bar, bat mitzvahs, sweet 16s,
Correct.
weddings. I'm usually rarely speechless.
Right, and what's happening right now is that there's just an array of different lights going on and off as they're getting tonight's performance ready and getting the lights set for tonight.
Right.
They're presetting lighting, you know, that's our chandeliers. The work lights, if they come out, you'll get a better view of that. There we go, the work lights are out. So you can see the magic is beginning to happen. Every time an audience member walks in here, they see a different look at the space. It's never the same thing twice.
Wow.
So
really
we're able to
unique.
project images all along the walls and create a very immersive atmosphere for any production that we do.
All within the town of North Hempstead. This is right in your backyard. How great.
If you'd like a great view of all of this, why don't we go right up here? So we're practically at the last row of the theater.
Doesn't feel like it.
And you still have a very intimate feel with the artists on stage. As you can see, we have banquette seating on the sides as well as additional seats. Sometimes we bring in tables with the banquettes. This is the only section of the theater that is not removable. These seats are bolted in, but everything else in this theater is removable.
Again, I just have to say I'm speechless because, you know, as we were walking up here, I kept turning around and just checking like my sight view.
And it's wonderful.
It's
wonderful. The sound is
seat-
wonderful here as well. All the ceiling, which as I said is the original superstructure of the building, has all been acoustically reinforced. And then we have acoustical reinforcement within the walls. What looks just, and this brick, by the way, is the original brick, plastered over, but then acoustically treated so that the sound in this house is pretty fantastic. It's excellent.
Really?
We did have an affair that was all based on a circus theme with trapeze artists from the hanging from the ceiling.
They were swinging?
Yes, yes, and the food that night was served in food trucks, which were outside the building, and then we tented the side of the building to the
Who
truck.
comes up with these ideas? That's
Very,
incredible.
we have brilliant people on Long Island. You know,
You want to make your dreams come true, come to the space at Westbury.
and we'll be glad to do that. So let's go backstage. We're in the wings of the stage of the space, and right behind the stage is our production office. This is the stage itself where the proceedings are being set up for tonight's concert.
Now, how long does a setup usually take when you have a crew coming in?
It's a very full day. This truck arrived here
Hours.
at about 10 a.m. The setup started right after that. This setup will happen right up until the sound check, which is going to happen about 4 o'clock this afternoon.
And then
they're
when
going to
they-
run through all the sound, and then at 7 o'clock our doors open and the audience comes in. And then after the concert, it all comes down, and it'll be out by midnight.
That's what I was going to say. And then the takedown takes about, or breakdown.
About 2 to 4 hours. But tonight they expect it to be done by midnight. So it's a full day. And then this group goes on to another location right after us.
And it's the same exact
And they
way.
just go on the road and do it all over again. I'm going to take you downstairs to show you where the dressing room areas are. So we have a great backstage facility for the artists. All the artists have really enjoyed coming here. This is a typical dressing room. We have 3 of them that are about this size. And they have their own facilities with restroom, shower, etc. A place where the artists can meet their guests after the performance. We'll put out hospitality for everybody. And it's a very comfortable facility for the artists. And all the artists that have played here really have enjoyed it because they are so comfortable and so welcome.
I could be very comfortable here. Very nice. This way. Well, I appreciate you taking the time and giving us a tour. Thank you so very much. It was wonderful. And I certainly myself will be back here with my husband.
I hope so. I hope so. Thank you.
Absolutely. Thank you.
Appreciate it. Thank you.